to Stitches and Sundries. This is a floss tube about cross stitch and stitchy goodness. My name is Lauren. You can find me on Instagram at LaurenUpStitching, where I've been pretty okay about uploading stuff, finally. I'm getting there. I'm learning this thing. I feel like I should be better at all of this. Like I should be better at YouTube. I've been doing YouTube now over 2 years, 3 years almost. If I used to do it with my friend Devin, and then she bought a house and moved away. She moved a whole half hour away, but it was a lot, and the chaos of that. But I feel like I've been here for a while, but I'm just happy hanging out with the few people I get and talking about my stitching. So I don't really put a ton of time into like gaming the algorithm and all that fun stuff. So I probably should. Maybe one day I'll dedicate time to it. Anyway, this is a podcast about stitching, but life updates. So it is July 5th, and we are going to a family picnic this Saturday, tomorrow, and I have to bake a bunch of pies for that. And other than that, I feel like just work chaos. I moved into my thing. I've gotten some pieces into my cubicle. It's still not where I want it, which will take probably years. Like some people came in and they had bought like whole sets, right? Like all their office supplies match and all their, everything is rose gold, and they bought little things to hang up, and it's like so perfect. And I'm like, ooh, I didn't do any of that. My stuff's all going to be second hand. It's going to look like a thrift store in here. And some people brought in, pictures of their kids, and I'm like, I got to get pictures of the animals, our 2 cats, framed up and brought in. Maybe one of me and Sarah. I've got some good ones of me and my sister. But the our office admin person she's the assistant to the CEO. She was digging through, she decorates her little space for every holiday. And she was digging through her stuff when we moved to the new building. And she's like, do you want these Halloween jack-o'-lantern fairy lights? And I'm like, hell yes, I do. And I strung them up immediately, and I turned them on every day. So I've got my Halloween jack-o'-lantern lights around the outside. They're not that long, but they go a good distance around. And then I have my... year before, I stitched a flower of the month little thing to just put on my desk. And so I have that now on the outside of my wall. So as you come in, you see I have a little thing that says like, are you available? Are you, on the phone, in a meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then I have my flower of the month, which is very traditional looking. And then I have my Halloween lights. And I'm eventually going to have pictures of cats and or Halloween stuff, spooky stitches, because I'm going to get more stitching in there. Supposedly I'm not allowed to put anything on the walls. No one comes near me enough to know that I'm putting things on the walls, so I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, so that's pretty much been the whole thing. My dad is going away, so we just had dinner with him yesterday, or lunch with him yesterday on the 4th. We live in a tourist area, super crazy busy. I was like, Dad, why? He's like, well, I'm leaving for like 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Should have planned this better and done it before everybody got in so bad. So everybody's in. It's really hard to get places. Everything takes longer now. And like, part of me is like, oh, well, it's a tourist destination. It's the economy. You rely on them to be here. And I have that grace for a little while. And then I see the 5th biker on a very busy public road. Just moseying. Blocking traffic for, a mile behind them because you can't pass because the road's so busy. It's like, and my grace starts to go down. Anyway, that's all that's been going on. Let's talk cross stitch. Because I have a fully finished 2 finishes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lips. I'm counting 5. We'll see if I'm right. And yeah, I've got some stuff. So let's talk. Fully finished objects. Yep. This is Accrual World by CrossStitchTraveler. And there's little cat hairs because I put it in the bag with the thing. All my project bags are covered in cat hair, and I stuck this in the bag with all of them. Yeah, so this is done. This is a Christmas gift for she's now my boss, at work. And I'm going to do a set of these of 3. Maybe 4 if we hire another person for our team, but it's looking like 3 right now. And yeah, super cute. I love the colors, and it's perfect for her. So she's our senior accountant and controller for the business. So it totally makes sense. Little office-y fun things. So look here. This is the page I made for this, which I think turned out really cool. And I stole stuff from an old textbook. It's an old math textbook to do it. And I just stamped a bunch of stuff. And then this is, I found not too long ago, one of my mom's old checkbooks, like where she like would literally balance her checkbook. So it's like a little balanced ledger, but it's my mom's handwriting. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm super happy to have that done. I've now been there. Today will be my 3-year anniversary at the place where I work, and it's been a pretty awesome place to work. So I'm very lucky. Next up on finishes, not fully finished, is last month when I talked a little bit about I am doing Stitch Crypt's Year of Cryptids or Cryptid Culture. She kind of flips back and forth between what she's calling it, which is every month she releases a little cryptid. And I started on Chupacabra, which was May's release. And I hated the fabric I was working on. So I was like, I'm just going to frog this. I'm going to restart. But in the meantime, I picked up June's, which was the Kraken. And I finished that sucker. Which way is the right side up? And I finished him. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. So this is on 28 count Atitique Blue cashel linen. And I think it turned out so good. I didn't have to mess with this one. I've like tweaked a couple patterns here and there. This one was perfect. I love his little boats and its tentacle border. I think that is so good. And this is also the same fabric I did Nessie on. So I have our 2 watery cryptids on the blue fabric. And so, done. Love it. The cryptids are a lot of fun. They're small, they are colorful and a little cutesy, and I am really enjoying working on them. My sister loves seeing like what's next. I'll put this up here real quick. For July, she just released the Cactus Cat. So that's 7 out of 8 that she has released of the total 13. And just because I'm having fun, and I'll get it stuck. Here is the Kraken's page, which turned out really cool. I had this coral paper, and I took this out of a coloring book and colored it. I think it's supposed to be an alien, but I like the tentacles. And then the back is a ship. And I think that turned out really great. Yeah. So I really like doing the pages. I've just gotten into getting more stuff, which is all I need, just more stuff. It is so hot. Like, it's not really that hot, especially I'm in the basement, but it is humid. Our dehumidifier's been running nonstop. Like, nothing can keep up with the humidity. There's been a storm in the air for like 3 days and it just won't actually like rain. Next, fully finished is, or not fully finished, just finished. Boop, boop, boop. Turn it right side up. Infinite Diversity by Happy Sloth. I posted this on I actually finished this in the month of June for Pride and just like couldn't get my shit together to get a picture. So I posted it on July 1st. And I love it so much. And I'm trying to think of how to frame it. And I have some ideas. I definitely want to keep the rainbow motif going. So I'm in love with this. And I was originally thinking I might give it to my cousin. And he didn't need it. I'm sure he's got plenty of stuff. It's mine. I love gift stitching, but I originally intended this for me, so it's going to stay mine. Stay mine. And I'm going to show this anyway. It's not my best page I've ever done. But I've got spaceship, you are where you need to be, some florals, and the back I did hot pink, rainbow text, crystals. I actually like the back side way better than the front on that one. But I'm still learning, and not everything you do is going to be like, oh, I was both filled with inspiration and had all the ingredients to make exactly what I wanted. You know, you're never like getting through those like odd themes, I think is good practice. So whips. I've got some whips. What do I got? You know what? I'll just pull from the bag. And whatever I pull will make the decision on what it is. Okie dokie. This is Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. And it's a little rumpled because I actually started using my grime guards, which I don't usually use. But the extra fabric on this is just a lot to manage. While I was yammering, there's where I was. I will have put it in there. And here's where I've gotten. So, boop, hang on. Let me pull it down here a little bit so I can kind of see. I completely finished this golden tree, which is actually a regular tree being taken over by a parasitic moss. And I love that. Finished that in and started down here on, I can't remember the name of this flower, but it's like, looks like eyeballs. Come here. Stop. Looks like eyeballs. So I got started down there and started working on the ground over. And so I'm going to be working in this wing, flapping around, in this wing of the greenhouse pretty consistently now. This wing is a homage to the Poison Garden in the UK, where they plant all kinds of poisonous plants and people faint because they don't, when people say don't touch it, they don't listen. Yeah. So really, I'm really enjoying this. So I have a new methodology for stitching. For choosing my stitching. I don't know. I always feel like I'm coming up with random things to make it harder. To me, it's better. But it's like, why do you need so many steps to decide what you're stitching on? Just go with the vibe. I can't pick up the vibe. The vibe is lost to me. I am wandering around looking and going, vibe, where's the vibe? So I need tools. And so I currently have 9 projects, 9 whips, 9 things on the hoop. And so I got out of dice. We have tons of these. This is a 10-sided dice used for role-playing games. And so I roll it, and I look at where it falls on my alphabetical list of projects, and then I work on whatever it rolled for 2 nights, and then I roll again. And I might get the same thing again and keep working on it. But it takes away the decision of what I'm getting out for the night, and it makes me work on projects I haven't gotten out for a while, you know, just because I don't think about it. I don't know that I'm in the mood for it. And then I get it out and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I loved working on this. You know, the one thing I am not going to do is I am keeping a focus project. So at least 2 nights a week, I have to work on my focus project. So that won't really be in the roll of things. Like if it came up, great, I'll work on the focus project. But if I'm not going to roll every night because I have to get some nights on that focus project. But I rolled and it came up with this and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't gotten that out for a while. Let me get it out. Oh my gosh, it was so fun to work on. That gold was super fun. I don't know why it was so different to work on this time. Not this time. Every time I get it out, I love working on this. It's just not one I think to get out a lot. And I don't know why that is because I love it. I really enjoy it. I'm also doing the back stitching as I go so that I'm not overwhelmed by back stitching at the end. And yeah. Oh, the other thing, if I roll a 10, I get to start something new. So if I roll 10, I start something new. So I'm going to, over this holiday weekend, kit up everything I need and just like have my new start ready. So the moment I roll a 10, I can just get started. I'm like excited about that. So it's a fun way to do things. And if I get more than 10 projects, I'm keeping the 10 rule. So like if I get more than 10 projects, I will, every time I roll a 10, it's a new start. And I think that is fun. I'm definitely feeling a spooky new start. It is, well, I guess June was Juneween. Juneween? It's Summerween. It's Summerween all the time. So yeah, I'm excited about it. It is covered in cat hair. Oh my god, the cats. So my little old cat Dusty has been very needy lately. She just wants all the cuddles, even though it's so hot. And so if I'm sitting in my chair stitching or something and I have like my legs crossed in a way that's like not conducive to her to climb into my lap, she like keeps tapping me like, hey, it's lap time. Why aren't you making a lap? Like you need to make a lap for me because I need cuddles. And she started doing that to Sarah too. So like we're both constantly like being told what to do. Sorry, I am drinking because I'm so hot. I tried to turn on a fan, but it was so loud on the microphone. I was like, you just can't have that droning on in the background. You know, I know I'm not silent that much, but if I was silent, all you would hear was murr. Next up, this is Reliquary by Night Spirit Studio. I really like this. I'm definitely going to add it to my set I'm going to do with that, with the Halloween Ouija. This is where I was. And this is where I'm at. And as you can see, I've made really good progress on the Reliquary. And it's looking so good. I was really worried about the dark black, but I actually think it pops so nice on this lighter fabric. I am loving it. This fabric is an unknown piece of 32 count that I got at, hang on, not Four Seasons Stitchery, not the Stitching Post, Village Sampler down in Charleston, West Virginia. And I just raid their remnants all the time. And I really like it. It's just got just enough going on, just this little sparks of thing. I would love to have more, I think, but actually I think when I'm done, they'll really stand out nicely. I can't quite tell what's going on down here at the bottom. It's not picking up. There's like a white and blue mess down there and I quite like it. So I put, like I said, I rolled this, was like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten that out. And then was like, I love working on this. Just, there's something about monochrome pieces where you're just going. It's just, it might just be black after black after black, but you're just able to kind of keep going. Is quite a lot of fun. So I am enjoying that. And it's scratching the kind of spooky itch, but I'm feeling like I need like skulls or snakes or headstones or something. Excuse me. Next up, this is Tea Time. It is a Riolis kit that I started in 2022. And so this is my focus piece pretty much until it's done. This one's got to be done this year. It is not big enough to take 2 years. And this is where I was. And I have made really good progress on this. This one doesn't have a page because it's in an old book. It's in a book from 2 years ago. But I am now at 62% done. So, as you can see, woo, stay with me, bud. I finished up the wall over here. Pretty much finished up this milk jug that I need to do some back stitching of the little cherries on it. And did a lot of work down here. These little drawers will have little toppers on it with names of teas and drawer pulls and stuff. It'll be very cute. I think, did I have the honey pot and everything done last time? I don't know if I 100% did. But I also got all the back stitching done on those. It is looking really good. The Tea Time, I don't know if it feels a little unlegible. It feels a little illegible. Like I could stand to put a little more back stitching in there just to really make it pop. But yeah, it is coming along. So I have this half, it's not even half, like I said, this 40%, which is the bouquet of flowers up here, the teapot, and 2 more drawers. And then all the back stitching for that. So it is coming along. It is definitely achievable this year. I have 6 months left. It's going to be my focus piece for July again. But then I think I really want to make really good progress on this. I think I have like 5,900 stitches left. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. How do I fold this? I don't know how folding works. Sure. I have achieved folds. So it's really nice to, it's okay to work on. It has a lot of half stitches and things, which makes it go very quickly, and I quite enjoy. But sometimes I have to I'm like, oh crap, I did half stitches where I should have done full. I did half stitches, but they're going in the wrong direction because I just started the leg of a full stitch or whatever. And so I tend to frog more on that one, which is obviously not my favorite thing to do. But when it's done, it's my perfect summer colors. And so I want it done. All right, I have 2 whips left. All right, so this is a redo of a whip you've seen before. So this is Chupacabra by the Stitch Crypt. This is part of that same series of cryptids. And I ordered some new fabric and got it started. I don't know why my nose is sniffly all of a sudden. So, and there is the progress I have made so far. And I'm doing this on, this new fabric is 32 count platinum linen from 123 Stitch. I think it's a Zweigart linen. And it is much better. It is not as stiff. It's got, it marries very nicely with the other fabrics in this project that I am using. So it all feels cohesive. And yeah. So I got a start on Chupy there and his little goat, which I think is beheaded. I think that's just a goat head. And yeah, looking super good. Really liking these colors. Really liking these like camo on this more natural linen. I need Sarah to serge my edges. Yeah, and I believe I can get 3 on this piece. So I'm going to have 3 in this natural platinum linen color. So I'm going to have, here's my little guide of how I am organizing them. And so I had to guess what she was going to do. So I could have some semblance of like, okay, I'm going to put this on this fabric, this on the blue, this on the dark gray that I'm using. And so I guessed, I was like, oh, she's probably going to do Bigfoot. She's probably going to do the Jersey Devil. And then she comes out with the Cactus Cat. And I'm like, I have no idea. Okay, it's all to the wind. My assumptions are wrong. So I'll play with it as they get released. Because I have an order. I have a vision. But that's why you can't have a vision with mysteries. That's difficult. But I must plan things. I cannot function without a plan. Or, you know, a plan or 15. I might need multiple plans. That was loud. Now I know why I don't use a straw. All right, last but not least, this is the Of Fungi Sow, or the Mushrooms and Toadstools Sow by Forest Embroidery. They have released 5 parts as of right now. And I have been working on it. Can you see them on? Yeah, okay, I'm just going to unfold it to there. So, oh, here's where I was. So I had just had this big central mushroom done. So I have added the red cap bolette, I believe, and started on the border on this side. And of course, oh look, I don't have to have all of that out at all. Of course, the border, I'm sure, continues up. So I just parked my threads, got them out of the way up there. This one is so pretty. And the way I managed to get the red to pool looks really cool. I quite like that little one. And then I got started, but have not quite finished part 4, which is the brown birch bolette. So he just needs one more cap up on the top of that one, and this one will be done. And then I'll start the border. And then up here in this little green sploosh is a morel mushroom. And around here, people mushroom and they look for morels because we're in the Appalachian Mountains, and try desperately to propagate and keep them, you know, keep them where they find them, keep that site like protected and like going so that they'll keep producing morels when you find them in the wild. So it's a fun, like there's a woman at my work who mushrooms very regularly, and she talks about, like, you know, you pick them, and then when you wash them, you take that water you washed them with because it's full of the spores, and you try and dump that in a place that you know will be good for them and hope that you can propagate them again and like keep spreading them. It's a very interesting process. So morels are just kind of like a thing I've grown up with. So I love that they're on here. And they did a really cool way of getting that. Morels have such an interesting laciness to them, and they did a cool way of getting that. So I'm excited to start that. So there is, I'm just loving these colors. They just feel very fall, but very spring at the same time, and just very earthy. And it makes me happy. And that snail is so darn cute. He's so cute. Yeah. I also love the incorporation of the clovers. Like there are these clovers in a lot of them, and they're really cute. So this has been a fun sal to be a part of. I'm really enjoying it. And now my bag is empty. So that means I've shown everything. Let me think here. Oh, my mushrooms and toadstools page is not that amazing. I had a mushroom page. I just put the sal in a little label. And the back, I had this awesome old postcard. And I put a mushroom sticker. Nothing crazy. Nothing bonkers. Oh, Reliquary is a good one. All these esoteric symbols. A little moth. And in the back, I did a Notre Dame collage with more moths. Really liked how that turned out. I think those are all the... Oh, Chupi. I think I showed this off last time. I'm showing it off again. So I really wanted the Southwest theme to come through. I got a goat skull that I added. This is goat's blood. Really like that. Probably could have colored that in a little bit. And then the back is just a desert scene and an agave plant. I just really like that. So nothing crazy going on out there. Definitely hoping for a new start sometime soon now that I'm doing the dice thing, which is actually kind of exciting. Like you never know when the moment's gonna happen and you just get to start something new. I like that. Hoping to have a couple more finishes. I've got a couple things that are like just need to be pushed right over the edge to finish. And then I've got a couple things that I'm at like 50 to 60%. And they're going to take a little extra work to get through. But I'm enjoying it. I'm really having a lot of fun. This weekend was supposed to be like a very lazy weekend of just stitching, catching up on some podcasts, doing some... Oh, okay. I'm going to tell this dumb little story because my dice is sitting here and it just reminded me. I was going to say doing some prep for our Pathfinder game. So we play, my sister and I play Pathfinder with a group of friends. Pathfinder is like D&D. It's a role-playing game, very fantasy. And the last 2 sessions, so that's a month. We play every other weekend. The last 2 sessions, they have been rolling moderate to bad. Like, not really like terrible, like 1s and 2s, but like 4 to 10. Just nobody can get above a 10. And I'm rolling really well. And I'm the GM. So I'm rolling for the monsters. It's not going well. So they are playing, and for like 2 weeks, they're just kind of getting the snot beat out of them. They eke by, they get through it, they patch themselves up, and then we go into the next thing, and instantly they're just like down, and they have to like, it is a grind to get back out of there because they just can't roll very well. And that can be disheartening, but it also can make you strategize differently and, like really have to work your way out of a situation. It also makes me fudge rolls like crazy. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are about to die. Like, you can't die when you're fighting, you know, a frog creature. Like, it's just a frog creature. It's not a big deal. And they're just like dying. And so last weekend we had a session and they just were like really struggling, really struggling. And they're in a room filled with glass. There is glass, broken glass from wall to wall. Everywhere you walk is, you have to make a roll to see if you cut yourself. And they're fighting something in this room. And it's just going. It's so bad. Instantly somebody trips and falls and face plants into the glass. Like, it just is like not going well. So they get through it. Everybody lives. Everything is fine. And afterwards, they're all like, oh my God, that was so bad. Nobody could roll above 7. It was so bad. And meanwhile, I'm rolling rocks. And I'm like, oh no, they miss. Because you have to. You don't have to. You can be brutal. And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, hey, the brutality is going to come. So Sarah was like, I'm cleansing the dice. And she takes every dice that we have and looks up like how to do a cleanse. She like gets sage oil and she does all this stuff. And she's like, I'm cleansing them. And then she picks up my dice. And I'm like, no. My dice are full of good energy. You're going to wash it away and give it to your dice. You can't put mine in there. Mine are working just fine. And she's like, no, they need clean. They totally need clean. I'm like, no. So I saved mine because I'm rolling really well. So that was just really funny. She like put pictures in the chat and everything. Like, I am taking care of this. This is not going to happen again. So we'll see. We'll see how well they do. It's very fun, but they're taking a beating lately. So anyway, little tiny tangent about my dorky game group. Oh, I didn't show. There's the back. I love that 70s fabric. Anyway. All right, I'm getting out of here. You all stay safe, stay sane. Have a wonderful holiday weekend if you celebrate. If you're in the UK, have a wonderful election. I've heard that's gone away and historically. So have fun with that. If you're not in any of those places, hope your day's going great. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay sane. Bye.